Previously on Inko May Snoot. I covered wars, you know. Baby. Stando! Got you now, Inko-chan. So, we're gonna look for a venue. That's the important part. We gotta look for a venue. I had a very odd day. I wouldn't say miserable, but I wish I could just finish this. Listen, I'm writing that thing, right? I got a thing I'm writing, and I don't want to work on it. I just don't fucking care anymore. Every bone in my body says that I need to rewrite this from the top down for it to work. So I'm like, bleh. So we're just gonna do this. After that, if I got the time, I'm gonna finish that. I'm gonna upload another chapter. I got one more left, and I can go to bed. I can permanently go to bed. I can ignore it for the rest of my life and do something else. Clear my chakras. But for now, Saturday. It was finally go time to searching for. It was finally go time to searching for a venue for Fun drama to have. Jesus Christ, rewrite that sentence, please. It was finally go time to go searching for. That's actually all it needs, to go searching for a venue for worm drama. To have their show at. Also, this is a lot of like. I don't know how to put this. This is very stacked claims, right? It's finally time to go searching for a venue for worm drama to have their show at. I don't know, it's like a ziggurat sentence. They'd really run things down to the wire because the author wanted to write random scenes that are in the original game, but like it's really weird. We don't talk about that. But going off of what Fang said, it honestly sounds a lot like Fang finally got sick of waiting and set the date themselves. So Trish, who is like hard pushing the band, isn't bothering. That's really awkward. So we know this is Snoot Walking Dead fig. But I came with something fucked up. It's an undecided Wani ending, but with Romero's type of undead, you know? That's the fast type, right? I don't know. So many Zambarinos. Who even knows, right? Yeah, we're doing the fun song because we're in the fun zone. We're in the Mo fun zone. Reed, admittedly, I've been pretty busy on a lot of the recent. I know what you're saying. He's been busy a lot of the days, but Jesus. Reed, admittedly, have been busy a lot of the days with this campus beautification punishment. Thankfully, this was the last week that he had to do it. I pulled out my phone and fired off a text message to Rosa to remind her not to be too hard, and as well as apologizing again for skipping out on them for the day. Jesus Christ, you're in a club! It's not a fucking job! You can skip out a few days, man! Rosa replied to the expected dismissal of a cryptic comment about Reed being more than enough for today. I don't think they like you, Inko. I made a note to myself to buy him something to thank him for getting himself in trouble to try and make my life easier. Regardless if the incident technically had been his fault, he had stepped up to put in the legwork to correct things. I mean, he took the blame. I don't think he's correcting anything. He just took the fucking blame. And that's way more than most people in my life have ever done, or in the rather recent past. Jesus Christ, Inko, that's depressing. You've been here for a while, right? Romero's, they come up from the grave and they remember their past life. They even use tools and weapons. Oh, that's terrifying. That's not zombies. That's just you. They've auto-balanced the teams. He deserved some recognition for it, and with this beautification punishment coming to a close, Reed had paid his dues for sure. So you're gonna give him a gift? I thought you said he was even, Steven. Trish, however, was a weirder case. She seemed like she was the one running the band and pulling Fang and Reed along in her wake, yeah. She had set up the idea of doing a show after all. She made merch, posters and everything. But then she somehow never actually looked into an actual venue for the whole month. Isn't that weird? That's weird, right? That's weird, right? I didn't know Trish as well as Fang or Reed did, but even to me that seems somewhat out of character. Fang and Reed never seemed to confront her on it. At least, not when I was hanging out, so I guess they were fine with it. Ultimately, though, it didn't matter, because today was the big day. Fang texted me that I could meet them out of the corner near their house. It was a little unusual, but given how I had pissed off that dad the other day, I'm guessing Fang was playing it safe to avoid an argument. Considering that I like how we're skipping the scene where they're because we already did that with the dinner. We already had the dinner where things were super fucking awkward. So like we don't need Inko to show up at the house again. You know, we've already done that part. Move on. I utilized the same tactic as before I utilized the same taxi service as before, and by increasingly non-coincidental coincidence, the same driver. What? I utilized the same taxi service as before, and the same driver. You utilized the same driver? That's your sentence implies you utilized the same driver. No, you got the same driver. And by increasing got the same driver. You're missing a lot of goes and gots there, buddy. Who was more than happy to see me. Is that a wallet in your pocket, or are you happy to see me? Kid, you're underage. That's fucking creepy. Get out of my car. Once we reached our destination, I texted Fang. I was waiting. I don't know why. I fucking hate those sentences. And leaned back into the seat. You going on a date? The yellow Velociraptor act. Nah, we're meeting up with some friends to look for a venue. Venue? They're in a band. They're all going to try and find a place for them to play. We're all going to try and find... Okay, cool. He let loose a whistle. Oh, I wouldn't have figured you'd be the instrument playing type kid, he said with a chuckle. No, I'm not in it. I'm just support, I guess. My throat's dry. More than anything, I said with a shake of my head. For whatever reason, he stared at me through the rearview mirror and his smile got wider. A moment later, my phone buzzed. Jesus Christ, this man can intercept your 5G? Fuck, that took forever. Oh, my word. Oh, my word? Excuse me, Fang would say OMG. She would say OMG. Abbreviation. Verbally. I turned around the seat and sure enough, a familiar pale tarot. Again, that doesn't work as an alliteration. Just shy of a slam, the front door. Spotted the waiting taxi and jogged over. I scooted over to the left side and popped the right side door open for them. I already did some Doom recording today, so my throat might be a little ugh. In one smooth action, Fang slipped inside. Alright, let's bail. Where to? City center. May as well knock out the basic bitch shit first. Well, that works for me. And we were underway! So, are we meeting the others there? I asked after a few moments of silence. Why does it have to be a few moments of silence? Like, again, I get it. In a TV show, that matters, but you're not a fucking TV show! Fang let out a dismissive snort. Trish isn't coming, Fang grumbled. That's weird, right? Like, why would Fang even bother if Trish isn't bothering? Like, isn't the whole fucking thing Trish's idea? What? I asked, perplexed, utterly bamboozled. Couldn't fathom. Just beyond my mind. She's had some stupid whoring treatment spa this shit. And I mean, it's still beautification for today. Fang, you're way too tall to throw your hands in the air like you just don't care. You'll hit the roof. Alright. Actually, I already knew he was busy. I guess I'm fucking anon now. I'm just stupid. I mean, to be fair, Inko is kind of dumb. Still, though, Trish, really? Yeah, I really don't want to talk about it, okay? Fang growled, holding up a hand to arrest the conversation. I fucking hate when people use this word. You do not use this in casual English conversation. Like, sure, Inko, maybe, but he doesn't sound pompous enough for arrest to come up organically. Sure, that's fine. So what spots are you thinking about first? I know we went over a couple of potential locations the other day before dinner. I said, shifting the conversation. Yes, that's what you did. You shifted the conversation, you fucking moron. Don't tell me what you did. You did it. Congratulations. Well, the reason I'm saying undecided Wani is because Yarakan dies anyways and could be miles away after E1 probably. I think, like, Yarakan doesn't have to die. You don't have to stick to a canon ending. Like, do what works. Although, admittedly, Olivia having to kill Yarakan's fucking hilarious. Especially if he's like, I'm alive, lady! I'm just here to kill you. It's fine. Just let me strangle it out of you. And Inko has to be the one to pull her out of like, no! You'll die when you are killed! No, you can make that one of his lines, because he already said, this is bullying! Pulling their phone... seriously, though, Mia's such a fucking child. Who is 18 years old, senior year, and, like, bullying someone like they're... Ugh. Like, even I stopped at some point, man! Ugh. At least my bullying was steeped in the lore we had together. Instead of just being, I'm gonna call you a name, ho ho ho. Pulling the phone back out, they leaned over towards me and I matched the action. Our heads gently met in the middle of the taxi as Fang was walking through the game plan. Apparently they figured out we would only need a taxi to get into the city. We would walk it on foot from there. Oh my god, it's a walkable city! Ah! While Fang was going over things and gesturing at the map on the phone screen, I took a quick look up at the front of the vehicle to find the leering, grinning gaze of the driver, who seemed pleased with what he saw. Oh my god, he's the creep. I rolled my eyes and returned focus to Fang's gameplay. Why are we focusing on this? I mean, I guess it's to establish like he's still there, but we know he's looking. We already know that. We know this man. Ever since I saw fan art of Fang with shorter hair, the old Dante like the MC3, I can't see it. It fits so well. Yeah, because it's got that spunk to it. I rolled my okay. In no time at all, in large part due to the aggressive driving of a ride. You mean of your driver? Call him a chauffeur. Inko would definitely call someone a chauffeur. We were in the city center. He deposited us. He fucking deposits you? What are you, fucking ore? Near an arrangement of shops, and I handed him a fan a tip. Hey, thanks as always, boss. Have your lady friend. I do remember to call me when you guys are done. I'll make sure you get home safe. A little shaken, but safe. If I could say anything, the car peeled away in a cloud and he was gone. Was that man a cartoon? That guy was kind of crazy. I reconnected with Fang. Oh my god, Fang, it's been 5 minutes. We must reconnect over all the things that have happened in between. Who was at the moment glowering at an employee of one of the nearby shops that seemingly walked out the front door just to block it. Given the context, I can only surmise this was the expected purpose of not letting Fang enter. I mean, Fang has so many holes in their pants. It's really weird. Classy. Before Fang get more annoyed at the rule gesture, I walked up and gently placed my hand there, but come on, it's not worth the trouble. Inko, you're rich! Just buy the place! Fucking loser! We pivoted away. We must pivot our strategy, Fang. We need to synergize our paradigms. And Fang spent the next minute grumbling about it. Well, it was really rude of that guy. I couldn't help but find the soft-spoken rant. Man, I love it when my girlfriend is suffering and being racially... I love it when my girlfriend's being discriminated against. Oh my god, Fang. Can we please get you lynched? It'd be fantastic for me. The bad news is the good news was the whole shopping district for us to canvas. The bad news was the shopping district was a total bust. I don't think if either Fang or I really expected all that much success, but it was ultimately still disheartening. That ultimately is not necessary. Fang was slouched on a bench, and as I was grabbing a few bottles of water from a nearby... Fang was slouched on a nearby bench, as I was grabbing a few bottles from a nearby stand, with their elbows propped on their knees and their jaw laid on their fists, as they were angrily staring off into the crowd. It's okay, they can discriminate, they're rich. Fang, I bought this restaurant for us to perform at. No! I told them to always discriminate against you so we can have a moment together. Jesus Christ, Inko, you're so fucking weird. Please, Fang! I love it when you're angry at the world! Can we shoot you up with some heroin next? That was the only response they gave as they took the water bottle and began drinking. So what's the plan now? Want to check out the park or go to that little true place? Just trying to keep the momentum of our expedition up. It's interesting, we don't have Naomi or Nasu here. Do we? I guess, you know, not as much of a problem. I mean, I get why. In written form, that situation's a lot more annoying because you've got so many speakers at once, but... Fang finished off the water bottle almost instantly, tossed it into the trash can by the bench. I returned their pouting posture. It doesn't matter, it's by the bench. You can get rid of this. Honestly, probably not worth the effort in the park. You sure? Mm-hmm. I know I put it on our list, but they probably require us to have a permit, and I doubt they'd give it to a bunch of high schoolers, let alone in a quick enough time frame for next weekend. If we started looking sooner, then maybe this wouldn't have been so fucking frustrating. Yeah, man, it's almost like it's really fucking hard to find something last minute. Jesus! My transit executor deposited me. Oh, that's so sexy. Please, Baby Driver 2017. I kind of want to play Death Stranding. I don't know why. I look at Death Stranding, I'm like, you know what? This seems like the kind of game I would play for hours on end, just to fucking kill some time. So you know what? I think I'm buying Death Stranding. I think in a complete, an utter tangent, I'm gonna put Death Stranding on my list of like, I want this right now. Now you might say, oh, Safi, why do you want to play the Vimeo game? Why don't we get your grabby hands on it? Because to be honest, I like games that are like you can just do the fucking thing, right? As far as I can tell, it's a game you just do the thing. Go over there, do the thing. Don't worry about it. And then this is some goofy action sequences because for some fucking reason they're like, we gotta have action. I just love going places and doing nothing of importance. It's just fun. It makes me lean back and go. I also fucking hate. Oh God, I'm reminded of Terra Firma Craft for the weirdest reason right now. Let me put my little beans down. Right, let me put my little beans down. Terra Firma Craft. I remember playing it years ago, and the reason I got mad at that game is because you are expected to kind of you are not expected to settle down because the way that game's medal system works, you really should just travel around, gather up a whole bunch of fucking random seeds, plants, like every evening just cook some shit. Like, you are supposed to travel fairly light and only really work on the bigger stuff once you have some metal or an ore deposit and some clay, you know. And that game does not work otherwise. But they make the alert resets every so often. It's so goddamn loud. Oof. He wants to play the Norman Reedus game sponsored by Monster Energy. Listen, the sponsorships add that unique charm. Discord made me shit myself again. And it's just the Snoot Discord begging people to stop posting swastikas. Hold up! Hold up! Stop! Everyone stop! I have a question. I have two. Number one, why are they posting swastikas? Number two, why do they care? Why does Snootgord care? Like, Snoot Game? Listen, I've been nice to Snoot Game, right? I've kind of been like, it has a lot of shitty opinions. Fine, go nuts. It's fun anyway. But isn't Snoot Discord like the perfect place to fucking post your swastikas? Why are they mad about it? They're the audience. If you do buy it, stream it. And name the thing Hiking Stream in more accurate New Zealand. I might. But to be honest, I kind of want to play it on my own just so I can watch some other bullshit off to the side. It's fantastic podcast material. Hey, everyone. This is Norman Reedus, and we're going to be walking over the mountains. You can call me Sam I Am, for green eggs and ham. That doesn't mean anything. Seriously, though. I won't answer to my question. Why do they care? Because, again, I'm pretty sure most people who play Snoot Game are a bunch of 4chaners who would post swastikas anyway. Like, if not because they're Nazis, then because they don't give a shit and they're being little trolly bastards. You know, they don't have to do it because they're political line, just because it pisses people off. And two, why are they doing it there? Like, what prompted it? What happened? Come on, tell me. All right. Unfortunately, the monthly budget is a bit low. So unless someone wants to like chip me $40, well, not $40, it's 40 euros to get the director's cut, which is the only one I can buy on Steam. So if someone would like to throw me the 40 euros, which is like $50, actually it's like 45, right? Because it's like 10% right now. Yeah, I do it. I buy it and I stream it, and we have some fun. Because they don't. Oh yeah, I forgot that shit can get you banned off of Discord, right? Yeah, that's what I was wondering. That's a perfectly valid reason. Oh no, that suck. There's less. Listen, I'm not on the Snoot Discord, but I imagine there's a lot of stuff there that'd be a shame to lose, regardless of how many swastikas they put on it. Anyway, I'm gonna put my little beans down. If people really want me to do that as a stream. $40. $50, sorry, $50. I need $50. It's also just for uploading my wallet. Why would Kojima make a game in 2017 about the world-ending outbreak where you have to deliver packages on foot for people in bunkers relying on them? Looks at 2020. Kojima predicted it. I think you're talking about 2024 because I don't think I mean 2019, I guess. 2019 is when COVID happened. Yeah. It's still impressive. Man had Animal Crossing luck. You know, Animal Crossing New Horizons levels of luck. Anyway, enough of this. Unless someone's going to slide me a 50, we're going to keep going. If someone does slide me a 50, am I going to install it right? No, I'm not stupid. That costs an extra 50. All right. Where were we? Hey, we'll find a spot. We've got the whole rest of the day, and if not today, the rest of the week. Fang grumbled an incoherent response before lifting their head. Yeah, you're right. Alright, let's get out of here. Little True, then? Inko, you should be calling it Little Trudon. You are not urban. Little True, yeah. Also, oh god, he says it wrong too. He says Little Tros, but it's a Little True. If that's intentional, that's cute as fuck. Kojima whipping the CG team to put an extra 7 million polygons on feet. Listen, the feet mechanics are important. You gotta update your boots. They better be good boots with good polygons. I stood first and then turned and extended my hand. Yeah, I get it. You're being a little gentleman. Jesus fucking Christ. Once we broke free from the main shopping area, Fang reached into one of the backpacks and pulled out a pack of cigs. Oh god! You smoke? Fang! Your lungs! You're going to get cancer! I can't get them often, but yeah, why? You got a problem with that Boy Scout? Yes, Fang! You know Inko! You should know he's gonna be a little bitch about it. I mean, they're really not good for you. I commented, you know exactly which CG which sprite they're using for this one. Fang shook out a stick from the pack and put it between their lips, and they fished out a lighter. I mean, you don't mind when Reed takes his scarf. That's because he drinks it. It's very different when someone drinks something than if they smoke it. Because one is way more socially accepted than the other. I didn't say anything, but that kind of hurt. I didn't really make waves about Reed's habit, partially because his form of consumption didn't give anyone else secondhand exposure. Only blowing up in our faces and messing me up pretty bad. It's not secondhand exposure, man. That's straight up getting spiked. You got roofied, man. Even if I had forgiven Reed for the situation, it's still kind of a sensitive topic among the four of us. I mean, Trish is confirmed to also use. FromSoft has all their female characters barefooted since Kingsfield 1. And people draw the line at Norman Reedus? Absolute cowards. Absolute cowards, Senator! Cowards! To the jail with them. With a G-O-A-L. Old-timey. All female foot armor models do not include pants or feet. They are just the stats. That's how FromSoft does it. No footwear. God, that just makes me think of that Saw game where it's like you're barefoot and you keep walking over glass. Jesus Christ, they had one fucking gimmick and they just threw it everywhere. I mean, to be fair, it was like an Xbox game, so, you know, back in the olden days when shit worked. Where were we? Having it brought up as like that as a justification for a different habit felt mean-spirited. You mean it felt in poor taste, and also kind of like she's, you know, felt like a fallacy. Still, Fang wasn't wrong technically. She is. Second-hand smoking is vastly different, and also you don't know when Reed uses scarf or when he's just straight up drinking water. With Fang, it's like just straight up fucking smoking next to you, in public, visibly. And ultimately, I'd probably be a bad friend if I complained about any bad habit they had that I didn't like. Jesus Christ, Inko, no. You're the kind of person who would tell people to stop smoking because you're a fucking nerd. I can feel myself frowning even more. Fine. No, you wouldn't say fine. Inko's a Boy Scout. He would go like, but it's unhealthy. Fang, your lungs are black like that apple that's nice on the outside, but rotten on the inside. Like from Kids from Room 402. You watched that show? I think? Maybe I saw an essay. Oh my god. It didn't feel fine. But Fang was already having a frustrating time on this outing, being treated so rudely by various sharpos. I didn't want to be another source of that. Fang flicked the lighter and the flame caught, igniting the... Inko cannot be this poetic about someone lighting their cigarette. If he doesn't like it and he doesn't think it's good, shouldn't he be dismissive of it instead of describing it poetically? They took a long drag from the pocket to pack as well as the lighter. Why would he call it a drag? Why does he know terminology? I watched them with a sidelong glance. Well, at least we were outside. I can walk upwind. Fang let out a long exhale, letting the smoke waft into the air as they walked. They walked inside. Content. I mean, you were just walking. They're the ones sighing. So this is mixed up ands. We walked inside. We walked. Great, we're walking. Thanks. For a while, Fang took another draw from the cigarette and blew a smoke ring with it. Really pleased with the result, Fang smirked and elbowed me in the arm, pointing it out. Not bad. I guess, I grunted, watching it waft away and dissipate with disinterest. I can't believe you destroyed my smoke ring by being boring! Fang stared at me for a moment, quirked an eyebrow, and then slowed to a stop, and I followed suit. What? Fang stared at me for a moment, then looking at the cigarette and back at me. I told him my head in confusion, and another pause. Fang clicked. This is really poorly written. This really is just too specific. No! What?! Fang is just quitting?! I always got the impression that Fang, you know, just has at least a habit of smoking. Like, she's not an incidental... Jesus, what's going on? I kind of do get it. Like, if we remember that Fang is Lucy, who ultimately kind of wants to be, you know, she wants to be a woman, not non-binary or this punk kid. She wants to be herself. In that context, it kind of makes sense that someone telling her to not smoke would work. Especially since Trish is already disappointing her. Which I guess is maybe the point. Interesting. Fang, what? Come on, let's get going. Fang grunted with a frown and powered ahead of me. I wasn't sure what I did wrong there. I picked up the pace and tried to catch up. I walked a few steps back, trying not to crowd them. They would periodically peer back at me to make sure I was keeping up, frown still on their face. would look back forward. My own perplexed frown had to be pain on my face. Plain on my face. The trip to Little True Dawn was a fair bit of a walk, it turned out, and the bulk of it had been done in an awkward silence. I'd spent most of the journey trying to figure out what the hell even happened. I guess they realized I didn't like the whole cigarette thing, and that annoyed them. It didn't seem like the kind of thing to piss Fang off. Should I apologize? Would that annoy them further? It was their life, and I couldn't just snap my fingers and be fine with a close friend of mine doing something so obviously bad with their health, or mine for that matter. Holy shit. Inko, it's because she has no agency. So when confronted with someone that tells her, hey, bitch, stop that, she just goes, oh, I love you, and also I'm a big fat loser, I'll do it. Also, shouldn't a more vapid Inko be like, I got her to quit smoking, aren't I just a good boy? I wasn't sure at all what the correct call here was, and what ended up making Fang so mad, so good job me. After a long fucking stint of silent walking, Fang looked back at me again, finally sighed again to slow down enough to walk back beside me. Jesus Christ. It's like you're being way too specific and circumstantial. Just say, Fang looked back at me, and with a sigh began walking beside me. You don't have to be this fucking... Just fucking give it some flow. Lubricate it. Fang, don't do it. Just quitting and not smoking is the worst way to cure yourself. You should probably end up like a plucked chicken because of the... Yeah, like that's the second part of the equation. Yeah, withdrawing like that. Hey, Fang said. Yeah, I replied. Like, who else would it be? You don't have to write something that plain and simple. Fang fidgeted with the hands for a moment and looked at me as we continued walking. Oh my god, she's already having withdrawal symptoms. Look, sorry about that. Sorry about what? Acting pissy because you don't like me smoking. Fang stopped and I followed suit. After a moment of further fidgeting, Fang huffed. Jesus Christ, she hasn't smoked for a minute. She's already just fucking tweaking. There's a shit thing to do with bringing up the car thing. Yeah! Considering what happened to your friend. It's fine for you. No, don't fucking do that! I took a step back. Don't lay down like a doormat on shit like this. You trust me, right? They asked, their amber eyes glistening with intensity behind that question. Of course I do, I answered. Don't worry, Fang. When anyone in my family wants to quit anything, they just go on holiday for 3 months. Just vanish off the earth. Who knows where they are? You know, it's always great when someone is like fucking practically live blogging their goddamn funeral on fucking Telegram. What the hell's happening? Why's my throat so messed up? I didn't do all that much today. Of course I do. Then be honest with me when I do that kind of shit. You had a bad down with Reed dosing you with Carf, and then I make fun of you about it, and then start smoking in front of you when you obviously aren't fine with that. I'm not saying I'll quit smoking, or you just threw away your fucking cigarette pack. What are you doing? But the absolute minimum I can do is not do it around you. I'm confused. If that was the case, couldn't you just put it back in your pocket? Why you gotta be so dramatic? Why is your first response to be a little bitch? You just took a smoke. Shouldn't it be relaxed? Fang groaned. Inko, you're a good friend of mine. If you don't like me doing something, just tell me, okay? And definitely tell me if I make some shit joke at your expense about it. You've been good about the ND thing from day one. The least I can do is respect you back, Fang said, running their claws through their hair. Fang, don't do it. It takes so much to get it so flat and straight. I was admittedly a bit stunned. Fang noticed I wasn't actually okay with the whole smoking thing, but I didn't want to try and put my opinions on them. I did want to put my onions on them, but that's a whole different thing to put a pin in. Especially not after seeing the whole thing with their parents. Fang getting annoyed with themselves because they blew off how I felt was weird. Oh, Fang, I love it when people discriminate against you, and I love it when you're emotionally in turmoil. Ooh, please, Fang, please go into withdrawal for me. Listen, they're not streaming it, they're live blogging it. They're like showing pictures and shit, and it's like, my man, this is not that kind of Telegram. It's not even Discord. It's not even Shadow for this. So, they didn't want Fang to beat themselves up with something like this. Clearly smoking helps them feel better. Now the whole day they've been kind of... Fang prodded me in the sternum with a claw to pulling me out of my thoughts. You're sucked up in your own head again, Dweeb. Seriously. We promised we'd figure ourselves out on the rooftop, right? I nodded. Here's a piece of advice for you on that end. It's okay to be a little selfish. You don't have to roll over for everything. Why? Hold up. What? Fang? Fang should not be telling you this, because Fang is, like, literally doing this shit because Trish tells her to. Like, sure, Fang might have discovered this. Whatever. We could go. You don't have to roll over on everything. If you trust Reed, or Trish, or hell, Nasser, or me, let us know if something is bothering you, okay? That's so mature. How the fuck are you 18 years old? I still love Sai's comment that Inko is like 25 years old. With his whole comment that these people are older than they appear. Fang's eyes seem to glimmer as... He already mentioned they're glimmering. They were being honest. They didn't want my thoughts on this guy. Jesus Christ, Inko. Stop. Okay, I'll try, I said. Fang smiled. You better, come on. If we take too long, it'll get dark. We got a lot of places to check, they said, grabbing my jacket sleeve and pulling me along. The scenery certainly had changed. The buildings were much older and more weathered, and throughout the interconnected pathways with various stalls, pop-up shops, and novelty outlets hastily built on top of... Okay, we're gonna